In this Sonic project, we're building an awesome lighted display stand for your favorite 6-inch action figure. Hey there, it's Richie with SonicDad, and you, my friend, are in my workshop, which is cool because we're about to build a really fun project. So, let's get started. Let's begin by selecting our LED lights. I bought this 4-pack at a local super center for about $4. They're 3 7/8 inch in diameter, operate on 3 AA batteries, and are perfect for this project. If you have some electronic or wiring experience, you can modify your display to operate on a DC power supply and even add a dimmer to control the light level. I'll give you a link to step-by-step instructions that include information about wiring at the end of this video. For the frame of the display, we'll cut 2 3/16 inch diameter dowels 10 1/4 inches long, and a piece of dollar store foam board 6 inches by 10 1/4 inches. The paper on the foam will peel off easily from both sides. Then we can attach the dowels along each edge of the foam using high-temp hot glue. To keep the foam from cracking, when we form the curve in the frame, we'll apply clear packing tape, starting on the front side just past the dowel, then rolling the tape around the dowel like this. With tape on each edge, we can apply more overlapping strips until the back is covered, then trim the excess with a sharp X-Acto knife. And now we'll measure from the bottom of the light to where the radius begins on the side. On these lights, it's about 5/8 of an inch. Now we'll mark that measured distance on each end of our frame piece and then add a center mark on one end. We'll cover the frame with 9 by 12 inch by 2 mm thick adhesive back craft foam. I like the Foamies brand because it has the strongest adhesive. The foam sheets come in a variety of colors, so you can pick one that looks best with your favorite action figure. Next, we'll measure the distance between the lines on the frame and cut the width of a foam sheet to match. Then we'll measure and mark a parallel line 1.5 inches from each edge. This will help us locate our trim strips later. We'll also need a very small center mark on the foam like this. Now peel the backing and carefully apply the foam using the lines and the center mark for alignment. We'll apply the foam from the center to the outside to eliminate air bubbles. Then we'll roll the foam over each edge and then press down firmly. We'll use a straight edge and an X-Acto knife to cut 4 strips of foam 1/2 inch wide. Apply the first one starting on the back side, just covering the line so the marking won't show up on our finished display. Carefully apply the strip all the way around, then apply the second strip in the same way. Now we'll apply the last 2 strips on the inside of the first 2 with an 1/8 of an inch gap between them, like this. I like to add 2 detail panels evenly spaced between the strips like this. Now it's time to form the curve shape in the frame, and we'll start in the center and work our way out. Once the curve is formed, placing a rubber band around each end and then letting it sit for about a half hour will help the frame to keep its shape. Now let's test fit the light in the frame. The curve should be just a little bit smaller than the light so it fits snugly. Now we'll apply a few beads of glue on one end of the frame, then quickly attach the light. Push the light firmly against the frame and hold it in place with the edges flush all around until the glue cools. After attaching both lights, we'll trace around the top of the display on the backing side of a piece of craft foam, then we'll cut it out with scissors. This piece will cover the top of the light on our display. With an X-Acto knife, we'll carefully cut through just the paper backing and remove the outer ring. Leaving the center adhesive covered with the backing will make the foam much easier to peel up when we need to change the batteries in the top light later on. Now we'll install fresh batteries in the lights and apply the top foam pad aligned with the profile features like this. Now we'll measure the distance between the foam edge and the top surface and cut a foam strip the measured width. Then we'll apply the strip starting on the back. I like to use the shaft of a small screwdriver to help form the strip around the tight corners. Apply the strip all the way around and onto the back side. Next we'll measure and cut a strip for the bottom and apply it in the same way, then trim any excess length. After cutting 2 1/2 inch wide detail strips, we'll apply one centered around the top like this, and the other around the bottom flush with the bottom edge. And now that our display is finished, let's go have some fun. To turn on and off the lights on your display, just press the light covers. You can display your action figure by just setting them on the cover, or my favorite way is to attach them using a little hot glue on each foot. When you want to change the figure later, just pop them off, peel the glue, and attach another one.
And if you don't want the hassle of changing the batteries all the time, you can add an AC power adapter, or go even one step further and add a power cord receptacle so that your cord is removable, or even a potentiometer to adjust the brightness of the lights.
Are you 7 years old? Hi. Hi. Do you like my little sister? He likes everybody.
You can download step-by-step instructions that include information for the wiring modifications by clicking on this link. And if you like this project, please subscribe to our channel and check out our other projects. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time for the next Sonic project. That crazy guy jumped out, didn't he?
Thanks for watching. If you've liked what we're doing, go ahead and click here to subscribe to the channel.
And click here to visit SonicDad.com.